Evet, görevi bitirmeye başardık.
Goat of mine, dearest, sweetest goat.
Yani 6. seviye ayıyı öldürttürdünüz bana yani en sonunda. Hadi cinci işimize başlayalım.
Happy for you, but I'm kinda in a hurry. Anna and Tamara, they might be in danger.
The White Wolf helped the Pella, and so the Pella shall help him. Blood. We need blood. A living being.
Fine. Be right back.
Ne istiyorsun gene ya? Her dakika bir şey istiyor ya.
Will this do?
Ver bakalım fare. Ey iğrenç.
They are not here. There is blood. Blood. I see blood.
Whose?
No Anna. No Tamara. Just a child.
A child that lives not, yet did not die.
Allah Allah. Bence bunu bir soralım.
It's over? Is that it?
That is it.
Spirits had nothing more to say? Like where they went or where they are now?
You came for an augury, and augur I did. They're gone. The child remains.
Bu çocuktan
Mentioned a
bahsetmiyor.
child. Whose?
Why, Anna's.
Anna was pregnant?
She was. And she miscarried.
Baron didn't mention it.
Afraid, perhaps. Or ashamed, or forgetful. Or perhaps he had no wish to remember.
Aynen, tüm bunları nereden biliyorsun?
Anna tell you all this? Did she come here after it happened?
Nay, not Anna. 'Twas the omens told me.
Great, so I can be sure it's true.
The omens need not your faith to be true. It is you who needs the omens to lead you to truth.
The Baron have anything to do with his wife's miscarriage?
Foul-tempered he is, and he's a fondness for hooch.
No doubt makes his temper even fouler. Did he abuse his family? Anna came to you, you must have noticed something.
The Pella's old, near blind, but Princess came and licked her hand.
So what?
She's a wise beast, only comes to those who suffer.
Çocuğa
What
ne
happened to
oldu?
the child?
In a grave thrown, without rite or ceremony, it awoke. Now it wanders, it seeks vengeance.
A botchling.
White wolf, wise wolf, catch the botchling. The botchling will help, lead the wolf to the loved ones.
Botchlings suck the blood of pregnant women and eat their fetuses. They don't help.
'Tis a being cursed, and witches lift curses. If the white wolf can't lift it, he should bring me its blood. Blood will always find kindred blood.
Bence de kanını ne yapacaksın?
Why do you want its blood?
Blood, blood, blood. It binds men for all ages, the living and the dead.
Sure, but what do you want to do with it?
At times, a century is too short for two brothers to reconcile. One dies before things are set right. The other then brings his blood to the Pella.
And what does the Peller do?
He awaits Forefathers' Eve. He mixes the blood with milk, herbs, and hen's feet. He drinks to reconcile the dead with the living. There shall be no Forefathers' Eve this year, but we'll find a way, all the same.
Peki laneti nasıl bulacağız?
Heard of one witcher who lifted a botchling's curse. Never tried it myself, though. I know you need to bury it under the threshold.
And give it a name. Perform the I'm Roin.
The ritual of naming? That's an elven custom.
Human, elven, dwarven, ancient. Spirits have no race. They honor not its meaning. Win a spirit's favor, and the spirit shall aid you. Ask, and it will answer. Seek, and it will show you the way.
Atalar gecesini
I
soralım ne
hear you
olduğunu da.
right. You mentioned Forefather's Eve?
Sonra
Pretty old
ileride
custom.
bilgimiz
Thought
olsun.
it had died out.
Death lurks in every bog and puddle round here. Folk know they could die, their earthly matters unresolved. Then they require help, or they'll not know peace. Forefather's Eve must be performed. Light the tallow candles to lead them through the dark. Call them by name, appease their regrets. Only then may they depart in peace.
Whatever I do, I gotta find the botchling first.
Seek it at midnight, near the grave that lies empty.
Boş duran
If
mezar
what you
yerinde.
say is true, the Baron ought to know where that grave is.
Evet. Danger. Evet, saat sabah 8'i ve yağmurlu hava. Ya şu filtreleri neyse. Evet. Buraya gitmem istiyor. Görev mevcut. Bu yerde yeni bir görev mevcutmuş. Karga tüneyi. Aile meseleleriymiş. Şu görev. Yaratık külliyatını oku diyor. Onu da okuruz. Evet, biraz hızlı gidelim. Ne istiyorsun köylü?
Help an old feeble woman.
What's wrong?
T'other night blasphemers pox take and profane the shrine to Verna the Merciful. Shrine's gotta be repaired, else Verna will take umbrage. Our cows will croak, and kitties will be covered in warts, and our dogs will get the mange.
Warts and mange? Sounds dangerous. Fine, I'll help you.
Nasıl yardım ediyoruz?
Done.
The good gods have sent ye to me. Someone to repair their shrines from this day on.
Look, already got a trade. I'm a witcher. Restoring traditional roadside structures in wood, just not my specialty.
Fighting evil, that's a witcher's calling. And vandals are worse than beasts.
Tamamdır. Yaparız. Belki para
Fine.
veririz.
I see any damaged shrines, I'll take care of them. Won't go out of my way, though.
Nothing's out of the way in these parts. And the gods will guide ye. Not this. Not again.
Evet, şimdi artık gidebiliriz. Hadi atıl.
Lightning strike.
O ne ya? Oha. Yanıyor. Hemen gitmem lazım. Out on the field.
Run! Lag it!
Slower.
Oswin? Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out?
Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable. We've got to save him. He'll burn alive. Him and the horses.
See what I can do.
Hurry now, quick!
Bakalım nasıl kurtaracağız onu da bilmiyorum. Evet, hemen buradan o çocuğu kurtarmamız lazım.
Lots of smoke. Gotta hurry.
Tamam, duman var da nereden gideceğiz? Gelmişken tabi bunları alalım. Ne diyor? Ama kapıyı aç diyor, bir şeyler diyor ama.
Over here! Can't get out! Roof's collapsed!
Coming to get you.
Evet, hepsini açtık. Da. Ama kapıyı aç diyor da. İnşallah doğru yerdir.
We've a hero in our midst. The horses! Why, I'm prepared to forgive you the drubbing you gave those pricks at the crossroads.
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating them for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right? They ran from you, didn't they?
Lying prick!
Ulan baron musun nesin? Böyle tecrübe puanı kazandık.
We need to talk.
Artık doğruları söylemeye başlasan iyi olur baron. Yoksa harbi kıracağım bir tarafını.
Sit down. You beat them.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on Anna.
That's another story. She always knew how to spark my ire.
Your wife. How'd she make you angry? Too much salt in the soup? Socks never darned?
20 years we've known each other. She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I returned the victor. She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, she knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Ah, Witcher, you haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell you about it one day. One day, but not today.
Expect me to believe you are a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
Aynen öyle. Kaçtıklarını biliyordun.
You knew they had run away from the start.
Yes, I knew.
Why didn't you tell me? Wasted my time.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
Bence de. Yani onlar kaçmamış, sen onları uzaklaştırmışsın.
Gotta admit, I do think you're a prick. Not because you couldn't control them, but because you drove them away.
What?
Don't play the idiot. You gave them no choice.
Anna and I. It wasn't as it seemed. Seems.
All right, I'm all ears. Tell me what happened. The truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight. Anna came to me, said they were leaving. I begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell. Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with my own piss. A large bump on my head. Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
İlginç bir hikaye.
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and the pillar instead. I staggered backwards onto the table, spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
Sonra ne oldu?
What happened next?
Next, it only got worse. I awoke at sunset, not knowing how many days had passed. Thought it was all a ploughing, drunken nightmare. And then I went to the bedchamber, but Anna was not there. Instead, there was blood everywhere. I knew she'd miscarried. My breath short, my throat locked. I neared the bed and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets, dead. And it was my doing.
Çocuğa ne yaptın?
Maybe you're doing, maybe not. But that amulet she wore could be important. Or maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
What was I to do? Took it out and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child had been my dream. I told Anna, the little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born. Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
Bence de
Get
kendini
hold of
topla.
yourself. Men like you, when they break down, look downright pathetic.
You're a heartless bastard.
Mutations worked then. But here's the good news. Your dead child might help us find the one who's still alive. And your wife.
What? How?
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Into fucking what?
Bence de izah
A
edelim.
cursed
Bilmeye hakkı
creature
var.
that draws strength from killing pregnant women. Once it's strong enough, it attacks those who scorned it.
But how? How does it know?
Blood ties. They're a strong bond. A bond I want to use to find your family.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual, and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the Peller and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest in peace.
Onu ben kendim karar veririm. Sen bunu göster.
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way. The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors. And try to sober up.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for that.
Evet, birkaç saat sonra.
A bit further. Follow me.
Evet, hadi gidelim bakalım, göster.
You give the child a name?
No. Why would we?
Mistake. Names are powerful seals.
Evet. Bakalım bu büyü müdür nedir? Bunu yapabilecek miyiz? Yer burasıymış.
Chose a lovely spot.
Damn it, will you relent? I'm ploughing now I've done wrong.
Good. The grave's dug up and empty.
What's that mean?
Botchlings on the prowl.
Look!
Evet. Ne olacak şimdi?
Take it in your arms, quick.
And if it goes garroty, it'll bite us in the arse before we know it.
Keep screaming and it will turn rabid. It's calm for now.
Bloody hell. What happens when it gets ploughing restless?
It'll bite through your jugular, and you'll bleed to death before I can help. Tell me if it starts wriggling. I'll calm it with magic. Pick it up. Take it in your arms.
Belki iyileştirebiliriz. Deneyelim. Ama Baron'un da ölmemesi lazım çünkü Siri hakkında çok fazla bilgi.
Back to the fortress.
What? With this?
As I recall, you were the one wanted to test the old legends, change it into a lubberkin.
Oh, fuck.
Spectres. Botchling scent trap.
Whoa.
Do something!
Whoa. Lan nereye gitti? Haberi rıfçar duruyor.
Take me! It's thriving something fierce! Can't hold it! Calm it somehow! Quiet now.
Evet, büyü gördünüz. O büyü sakinleştirme büyüsü.
But what do you want to do with it?
Me? Nothing. This is your job. Told you, gotta bury it under the threshold. If the tales are true, by tomorrow it'll be a lubberkin. From then on, it'll watch over your house and help me find your family.
Evet.
We're coming. Need to hurry.
Oh.
Squirming again? Like a duck eel? I cannot hold it! It worked. It stopped.
Enerji bırakmadım da koçum.
Chosen a name?
No,
So think of one. It's important.
it's a girl. What would Anna have named her?
Bir kaleye gelemedik ya. İnşallah üçüncü saldırı olmaz. Evet, geldik.
What now?
Repeat after me. By the powers of earth and sky.
By the powers of earth and sky.
By the world that was to be your home.
By the world that was to be your home.
Forgive me, you who came, but who I did not embrace.
Forgive me. You who came, but who I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee Daya, and embrace thee as my daughter.
Good. Now bury the body.
Evet. İşe yaradı gibi ama. Yarına kadar bekleyeceğiz tabi.
What now?
In 1 day's time, Dea should turn into a lubberkin. I'll stay here and wait. You go home.
I'll wait with you.
Out of the question.
But that's my child. And the guilt, the responsibility for all this lies with me.
Time for parental impulses? It's long past. Besides, nothing else you can do here.
But
No buts. Just Witcher's work left to do here. Gotta wait a day and a night for the botchling to turn into a lubberkin. That's it. Go home. And try not to drink yourself stupid again.
Evet. Seviye 4. Güzel. Puanlarımız 2 tane oldu. Onu daha sonra kullanacağız. Evet. Görev güncellendi. Evet, oturalım ve bekleyelim.
By blood's power I summon you. With your name I beseech you. Hear my call and arise, Dea. Lead me to those bound to you by blood.
Evet. Ama görüntüsü gene aynı oldu. Oo. Biraz da hızlı gitsen ya.
Don't stop raining, my arse will rot off.
This downpour's a bastard, it is.
Evet, dışarı çıkıyoruz. Benden başka kimse görmüyor galiba bunu ya. O ne? Evet, güzel. Geldim. Beni öyle yerlere götürüyorsun ki. O ne? Tam cincin evi falan değil mi?
Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around though.
O ne? Burada izler var. Oo, su mu? Güzel oldu işte.
Clothing. They change in here?
Burada kıyafet değiştirmişler.
Clothing.
Pardon.
They change in here?
Şurada bir şey var.
A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it.
Buraya gidemiyoruz.
Horseshoe. No way a pitch burner could afford a horse. Both were here. I'm going the right way.
Evet.
Wants to show me something more.
Nereden? Buradan mı? Ya ne ilginç yaratıklar var burada ya. Her yerden pis pis yaratık çıkıyor ya. Lakin, annenin yerini göster, hadi bakayım. Bu arada size bir tavsiye vermek istiyorum. Bileşen ya da herhangi bir büyülü bir şey yapmak için hani birçok malzeme gerekebiliyor. Elde ettiğimiz malzemelerin çoğunu aslında satıp para kazanmak da gerekir ama mesela işte bunun gibi. O ne ya? Çok filmisi ne ya? Bak. Mesela bakın. O bak maydanoz. Aha bir tane daha.
Necrophages had a field day. A closer look. Should examine that horse carcass.
Bu ne ya? Hop hop. Hopla. Güzel. Evet. Sanırım yolda saldırıya uğramışlar. İlk önce kemiklere bakalım.
Bones have been here a while.
O zaman bacaklara bakalım.
Horseshoes missing. Is this the animal that lost one in the smokehouse?
Olabilir. Eğere bakalım.
Chewed on the saddle. Necrophages will
Allah
eat
Allah.
anything
Onu da
these
mı
days.
yemişler ya? Başa bakalım.
Head torn clear off. Takes incredible strength.
Oha. Son olarak bir de kaburgaya bakalım.
Giant claws. Wasn't a necrophage made these marks.
Şimdi özetleyelim bakalım.
Must have been attacked by a powerful beast. Surprised him. Hope they got away.
Yani
Trail goes on. Good thing it doesn't end here.
bu arada saat gecenin 1:30 oldu. Biz yollardayız. Aha. Kurt sesi duyuyorum. Vallahi aha geliyor. Bak.
I like that silver.
Aynen. İnşallah daha yok. Hadi gidelim. Evet. Gidelim. Her yerden kurt çıkıyor ya. Bu nedir ya? Aa o ne? Köy sanki. Buraya mı geldiler acaba?
A fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Evet.
Who's that? The room. Go on now.
What you seek here, sir? Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just need information. Looking for 2 women. The Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
Bence de kimi gördün?
I want to help that woman. She could be in danger.
Young and seen no one, my lord. He's a kiddie. Must have dreamt it.
I want to hear this dream then. So, kid, who did you see? Who came here?
Pappy brought her at night, the lady does the medicines. She was all afeared. Talked about an awful monster, said she had to go back, dunno where to. Mummy and Pappy cheered her up, gave her clothes. Hers were ragged.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough, no point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of her father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is, hi. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale. Though anywhere's better than to Crow's Perch with a Baron.
Why?
'Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
'Twere like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twere then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
Onlar neden yardım ettin?
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I'd a debt. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara learnt it. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
Sonra ne oldu?
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden. And then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
What marks?
They's, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
Thanks for your help.
The lady, she'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is. So here our paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.
Evet. Bitti. 300 tecrübe puanı kazandık. Baronun ailesi hakkında konuş. Baronun kızı Tamara'yı Oxenford'da buldu. Evet, şimdi Oxenford'a gitmemiz lazım. Karga tüneyi, diğer görevlerde. Oxenford da burasıymış. Asılmış adam ağaç. Kavşaktaki han. Bu arada biz neredeydik ya? Heh. Evet, buradan geçip bayağı bir yerimiz varmış. Evet. Arkadaşlar, bu ufak tefek yan görevleri oynayıp sizinle hani videonun böyle ana hikayesini bozmak istemiyorum. Gördüğünüz gibi ana hikaye üzerinden sürekli ilerlemeye çalışıyoruz. Çünkü gerçekten hani uzun soluklu bir oyun. Saat bakımından baktığımızda hani uzun sürecek bir oyun olduğu için daha da uzatmanın bir anlamı yok. Yan görevleri zaten siz istediğiniz gibi yaparsınız. Bunda bir problem yok. Ben sadece hem seviyemi arttırmak hem de biraz para ve şey kazanmak için, malzeme kazanmak için yan görevleri kendim yapacağım. Evet, videomuzu burada sonlandırıyorum arkadaşlar. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşça kalın.